All right, athletes, it's week 6, and hopefully everybody enjoyed their envelope run from last week because you have it again this week. The other thing we didn't talk about last week were the bike intervals that you're dealing with on Saturday. So I know you have 30-minute intervals right now, and a lot of people really will kind of see that and get that dreadful feeling in their stomach, right? But you want to make sure that you're pacing yourself accordingly. And I like doing the 30-minute intervals because it teaches you, I feel, in half Ironman to be a really good half Ironman racer at any level that you want to level up. You almost have to learn how to be really annoyed for a long period of time where you're going at an effort that it would feel so much better if you just stopped, right? And you try to convince yourself all the reasons that you should, but if you want to hit your goals, you probably really shouldn't. So think about being nice and relaxed. I try to make sure I can say 4 or 5 words to myself under my breath at all times to make sure that I'm not getting out of breath. If I'm exceeding my CP30 or my FTP, like if I'm going up a hill or something like that, I'm asking myself, why am I doing this, right? Is there a reason? There could be. It could be just a short hill that you realize, hey, I just got to get up this thing and I'm ready for it. And once I get over, I'm going to hit some recovery. The other thing too is make sure you experiment with different types of cadences. So sometimes when you are at speed and you have the wind at your back, you don't have to hold the super high cadence. It might be okay to throw it into a hard gear, slow your cadence down a little bit. As long as you don't have a lot of torque on the pedals, it's totally fine. If we were riding right next to each other, like to a coffee shop, we'd probably be riding with pretty slow cadence. That doesn't mean we couldn't get off the bike and run just because we have a slow cadence. It just means that we're riding at a slow cadence. So sometimes that it's something that you can put in your toolbox to have. The issue is a lot of people get neuromuscularly so conditioned to do one thing that even in a harder gear, they feel like they have to get it up to that higher cadence. So they start adding the torque to it too, which is what really starts to create the problems. So experiment with a couple of different cadences maybe this weekend as a way to mentally get yourself ready for this. I know that a lot of times when I used to have a goal going into the workout and not just looking down the pipe of like 3x30s, it always helped me a lot too. So again, make sure you're fueling, make sure you're feeling recovered. If you're feeling like your energy is not great from one day to the next, try adding just a little extra simple carbs during your day and see if that doesn't help out a little bit. And I will see everybody next week.